war,
education,
finance,
science.
religion. There are many issues, questions, and problems that the world's smartest scholars ponder every single day. But where do you go if you have first world problems? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to First World Answers. My name is Keith Evans. It's here. It's Michael Goodpaster. It's got a pretty hot topic today that we're going to talk about. Here's the question. What would you say the Mount Rushmore of SNL hosts would be?
Top 4 hosts of all time.
4.
Who would be on this mountain
Right.
for the hosts?
Correct.
This one, for the Mount Rushmore of SNL in general, Lorne Michaels was an obvious one. In this case, Steve Martin is obviously on this Mount Rushmore of SNL hosts. There's people who think Steve Martin was actually a cast member of SNL. That's how prominent he was at one point. I believe he still holds the record for hosting the most of all time. And the stuff that he's done, he has more memorable characters on SNL than probably 75% of the people who've been on SNL. He's got King Tut. He's got the Wachowski brothers. Is it Wachowski? The Wild and Crazy Guys. He's got that.
The Wachowski brothers are who made The Matrix. Steve Martin did a sketch about making The Matrix and then becoming a woman.
That's how important Steve Martin is to Saturday Night Live.
Correct. The
I'm
Wachowski.
talking about The Matrix a lot. This
I don't even think those two dudes were supposed to be brothers, were they?
No.
No, I don't even think.
I think they might.
They were just the Roxbury dudes before.
They're better than Roxbury brothers.
They're not brothers. Neither one of them are brothers.
The Roxbury guys were brothers.
Were they?
The movie, yeah, they're brothers.
I forget about the movie all the time.
Remember the father owned a flower shop? And...
Yeah.
Come on.
True.
Come on.
Okay, so Steve Martin. I don't have a problem with putting Steve Martin.
No, that's a given. I think that's...
Um,
Alec Baldwin should probably be... He's the second most, or even the most. Alec Baldwin...
I'm okay with Alec Baldwin. Yeah, Alec Baldwin hilarious on there like every time. I'm gonna go and bring up Sir Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, that's
Justin Timberlake. I mean, as far as like
those three seem to be pretty.
Yeah, there's never been a bad Justin Timberlake episode.
Set in stone, if you will.
He did the 5 Timers Club, right?
At least, I would think.
I think the last time he hosted was the 5. Well, he didn't host the last time he was on it. Jimmy Fallon hosted, but he was on it prominently or whatever.
Like the whole Steve Martin situation, he has probably more. He does has more memorable characters than at least 75% of SNL history. He's got the taking on down to somethingville, whatever
whatever the product is at that time. It's got the digital short, the guys or whatever, the Lonely Island stuff.
Dick in the Box.
Yeah.
He's the Barry Gibb talk show.
Barry Gibb talk show, also really good. And then he's had even like his off, like just not regular characters, but his off stuff is really funny, really good. Who would be the fourth one then?
That's the question.
Here's some candidates I want to throw out there.
Okay.
John Goodman.
John Goodman was a cast member. He hosted a lot, but he was also a cast member for a little while, though. I think that might take him out just because he was actually part of the opening credits as a cast member for a little while.
Okay.
I thought about that, too.
Okay.
Much respect to John Goodman, no.
Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, come on. He was a member.
Right.
Original
But he was
time.
also a host that was on there.
I think we should roll out... Anybody who's actually a cast member should not be up for the Mount Rushmore of guest hosts. Because...
Was what's his name a cast member? He was a cast member, right?
Yep.
Little dude. Martin Short.
He was, but I wouldn't consider him for anything except maybe the Mount Rushmore most overrated comedians of all time. I hate him.
Billy Crystal goes in there too, right?
He's a cast member.
But I'm saying Billy Crystal goes on the most overrated.
Humans. Billy Crystal is one of the most overrated human beings ever birthed.
Uh,
Tom Hanks is up there. He was,
Tom Hanks, yeah.
but he's
Mr. Hanks.
George Carlin was the very first host.
I was gonna mention George Carlin. That's one of my most memorable.
He was the very first.
Yeah, he was
So-
the first, and he did like a whole like
Set. He did his
set
whole
at the
set.
beginning.
So did Dane Cook though.
So did Dane Cook though, who actually beat Steve
His
Martin's
wife?
record.
Oh,
His wife. Dane Cook doesn't have a wife.
well,
Come on.
come on. He can legally get married now.
Gays. Let's see.
Nothing wrong with that.
What?
Nothing.
No, there's nothing wrong with.
Dane
Yeah.
Cook.
Let me see. Trying to think of whatever. I've always enjoyed Robert De Niro.
What?
I have even like the last time he hosted, it wasn't It's Robert De Niro has always struck me as this weird person where like
You
as
just finished your
years-
sentence there.
as years go
Weird
by, and it seems like if you see him in interviews or like whatever, it almost seems like Robert De Niro's, he's really getting old and he's really getting senile. But then as soon as he's supposed to start acting, he's still on it. Like he's
like
still.
he's like Elvis. You have to like put a bunch of tranquilizers in him and throw him on stage and like go do it, Fat Elvis. Robert De Niro's comedy is equivalent of Fat Elvis.
Who are some women that have hosted? What woman has hosted the most? There's a woman in the Five Timers Club.
Murphy Brown.
I know, that's always so weird to me. That she's like, because when's the last time she hosted? Did she host like 5 episodes in a row? Like, just what did she?
Did she host when Laura Michaels wasn't the producer?
Yeah, like
that dark period?
That's weird.
The dark period. Jonah Hill is pretty entertaining out of the newer people too. I'll give him that. Melissa McCarthy is awesome when she's on.
Yes, Melissa McCarthy is a good one, real good one. Martin Lawrence.
He's banned.
I know.
He's
That's why he can
banned.
go on there. Like,
You know, that's the Cypress Hill should be banned. Cypress Hill.
He has a memorable. He's a memorable host for just doing what he did.
Jim Carrey was a.
Talking about.
Is it fair to say Jim Carrey?
Well, yeah, because he wasn't a cast
I
member
know.
on
That's
there.
what I'm saying. Jim Carrey.
He's only hosted once, though, right? Or twice?
Twice at least.
Yeah, twice.
It's not really enough.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill is. I'm a big fan.
I feel like when Jim Carrey hosts Saturday Night Live,
It becomes in
it
living
turns.
color.
Yeah, it becomes in living color. Like Keenan and Jay Farrow will get a lot more screen time.
Or at the time, like Finesse Mitchell.
Yeah.
Or
Dean Edwards,
Jerry Minor.
Jerry Minor, Garrett Morris.
He was, yeah. Black people.
Black people. It's not a lot of black people hosted Saturday Night Live.
Lorne Michaels is Canadian.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Kevin Hart's hosted.
Yeah, he did great.
Yeah, he did really good. You know who did good? Drake did really good when he hosted. Like, that episode, it was funny. Like, it was funny. No, it was funny. Like, you can't. Come on.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, who has hosted, what, 3 times, maybe?
Man, I would think about 3 at least.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 times.
Paul Rudd is pretty awesome.
Paul Rudd
We
is
need to
pretty
think
awesome.
farther back. I feel like we're sleeping on some people here.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was honestly actually funny for what he did, but it seemed also the thing like Michael Jordan,
The Rock.
even The Rock too. That's another.
The Rock's
what I'm
hosted
saying
twice,
here.
right?
Yeah, but it seems like the sketches are kind of catered to their personality. They're not really adding to the show.
Sure.
The show's like basically working to make them look good.
Sure.
Like Justin Timberlake, Steve Martin, Alec Baldwin, those guys can come on the show and they can fit in. They'll contribute to the show, not take over the show.
Right.
I think that's another factor. Miss McCarthy will contribute, not take over.
No, I don't know.
But taking over
Like,
in the
she
sense
kinda-
of
Not taking over as in making it like.
she's complimentary.
I
takes
see what
over,
you're
though.
saying, yeah.
Her charisma overshadows everybody else,
Right.
but she's not trying. It's not like she's.
John Hamm.
Whoa,
What about John Hamm?
John Hamm is
John
A
Hamm.
contender. He's definitely a contender.
He's a contender. A contender.
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 I'm trying to think who else.
We're totally missing some people here.
I feel like let's think about what about the Sandler Farley era?
That's
who
what I'm trying to
hosted
think about.
around in that time?
A lot of Steve Martin stuff come to mind. Like
Yeah.
always when Al Baldwin stuff come to mind. Remember the Canteen Boy. And
Robert De Niro's best stuff was during that time. Like, it just was. I can't. You can't.
I'm not
You can't.
on this Robert De Niro bandwagon here. It's just,
I like it.
I like Robert
it.
De Niro, but
I
just,
enjoy it.
I like Melissa McCarthy. I like Jonah Hill. But again, I'm trying to think of something. I feel like we're missing.
Yeah,
some
we're
stuff
missing
here.
somebody.
People are watching
You
this right
guys
now
need to
are
definitely
yelling
help us
at
out
us.
on this.
People are watching this are yelling at us.
Who am I missing? I mean, as of now, what we just said, I would be willing to say Steve Martin, Alec Baldwin, Justin Timberlake, George Carlin, simply because he was the first host and it's a memorable moment. But George Carlin,
Richard Pryor, him and that Chevy Chase skit. I can't remember anything else he did.
That.
No,
he didn't host that one.
Just
No,
one-
that was just
just
a
an appearance?
one. Yeah, that was just a
I was
one-off
saying,
thing.
I can't remember anything else he did but that one sketch.
Yeah,
and
that was
one
just a one-off
sketch
thing.
is
Yeah, that's
pretty amazing.
hilarious.
John McCain.
John McCain. Oh, I was like, John. For some reason, I totally forgot
Bruce
who John
Willis.
McCain was. Bruce Willis. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Why hasn't this is just a side question? Why hasn't Ellen hosted Saturday Night Live yet?
Good question.
Like that, I feel like that would be a good
She would
episode.
be good. She would be good.
Um,
Piven's hosted.
Yeah, Piven
I
has
don't remember
hosted.
anything he's done on it.
What is Piven doing now?
Broadway and Entourage movie is getting made.
Oh, they are making an Entourage movie?
Thankfully.
Well, you said thankfully?
I'm a fan.
Oh, yeah, you are. Well, the hat, the hat says it all. That you're an Entourage fan.
Turtle's my stylist.
Yeah, Turtle's my stylist. Oh, is there anyone else we are missing?
I'm going to go with John Hamm, but I feel like I'm missing... Those three, the three are for sure, but the fourth, I'm going to go with John Hamm.
And we can't count John Goodman.
Nope.
Which that's the thing too. I feel like we're
former cast members cannot be considered here, even though they've been some great hosts.
Right.
But it's those rehashed their old stuff. I'm gonna go with John Hamm.
John Hamm?
Yeah.
Okay, so John Hamm, Justin Timberlake, Steve Martin, Alec Baldwin.
That's mine. You gonna go with the same?
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down with that. I'm gonna accept that.
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you guys think?